Well folks, how are we all doing? My name is Zeppelin and welcome back to the channel. What you are about to watch today is a series of reactions that are covering The Warning's second album, Queen of the Murder Scene. All of these reactions are of the live versions of the song and are taken from live streams that I have done on my Twitch. The Twitch live streams have been going amazingly up until this point due to the support of you guys, and this YouTube channel has also been doing fantastic. Hopefully by the time these videos are going out, we are about to hit partner if we have not hit it already. While a lot of what we have done on this channel has been primarily focused on The Warning over the last month or so, there is going to be more diverse content coming to this channel over the coming months. So I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel and turning the notifications on, as once we are done with this Queen of the Murder Scene album, we are going to be expanding onto different bands, different types of reactions, and then of course the Queen of the Murder Scene album review will be coming out after all these videos, and I think you guys are going to want to stay tuned for that. So I hope you enjoyed this series, or have been enjoying it already if we're a couple of videos in, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, enjoy, peace. So ladies and gentlemen, we are here reacting to The One by The Warning. This is continuation of the deep dive into the Queen of the Murder Scene album. We are listening to all the songs live. I'm not going to do too much of an intro here because I recommend that if you're a fan of The Warning, you watch from the Crimson Queen onwards, because that's where we started this series of reactions. You'll get the full gist of what we're doing, here. From that video. So we're just going to get straight into it, and I will add that song that you just recommended into my list right now. Have a copy there. Let's get this song played, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, The One by The Warning. Oh yeah, unmuting it would have been a good idea. If you added in a bit of a snare onto that drum, you could make it so 80s, couldn't you? You could 80s cheese this song up big time. If you were to do an 80s version there, you just double time the drums and keep that snare in. Permanent residency in those toms, yeah. Yeah, we'll throw our first and only pause in here. We only pause once on these ones, but it's very so far it's my least favorite out of all from the Queen of the Murder Scene album. It's just me, or am I hearing sort of an American punk rock almost slash pop? The chorus sounds very poppy. I mean, I think I need to listen to it again, but it's still good. It's still good. I wouldn't be like a massive fan of this one so far. Every time I watch her, my mind struggles on how she can play while singing. Mind blown. Well, I mean, like, I haven't actually been watching for that too keenly, but she's only playing chords when she sings, which in terms of in terms of singing while playing guitar, it's kind of the easiest thing you can do. It's when you're going for more maybe individual note playing while singing and playing guitar that you can really hear that's sort of the really difficult thing. Like chords isn't the worst to do while singing. I mean, she's good. She's good. She can do it without a doubt. But I've seen and heard plenty do it better. Like or not do it better, but I mean do just more complicated stuff. I heard pub bands do more complicated stuff. You know, it's also like a very common thing now. People like who want to do bands, they kind of just have to learn. They have to sing and learn guitar. Like that's why I have more admiration for people who play the bass and sing, especially if the bass movement is. I say more admiration. Like I don't admire. That's a bad way to phrase it. I mean, I find like I personally find it more unique to have a singer who plays the bass or a singer who does the drums because you don't hear it as much. And everyone who kind of gets into singing and maybe isn't into a band straight away, what they have to learn to do is that they're told, you know, the first thing, if you want to be able to do things yourself, you need to be able to play a couple of chords in the acoustic and sing. Whereas people who can sing, especially while playing the drums, I can't fathom singing while playing the drums. Whatever about the bass, again, it's like when you're plucking plucking individual notes in a guitar. It takes skill. But drums, for me, the coordination you need, because I find that hard in general. You have to have different coordination between your feet and your hands, but then to have maybe something different again that's coming out vocally, you need to kind of be completely detached from certain areas of your body. I find it insane. All I know is that I can't do it. Hey, listen, if we're talking about things I can't do, fucking plenty of them when it comes to music. But and again, I hope it doesn't sound pretentious. I do feel like I have a certain knowledge of music. I know I don't play much music, don't produce much music, but I feel like I have like a little bit of knowledge to the point where I'm at least in a place where I can make comments on it, but just not necessarily from personal experience. You know, kind of actually sounds a lot like white privilege, doesn't it? But that's another conversation. From Red Hand Never Fade On, the album picks up quite a bit. Well, I mean, look, I'm very enjoying the album. I'm really enjoying the album so far. This will just be the weakest one for me. But anyway, I've talked a lot here. I've rambled on. I apologize, YouTube. Let's continue on, and I'll give you my final thoughts at the end.
Too afraid to ask. What is it I need to change for you to love me back? Is it all in my head, or was it something you said that left my heart exposed? And I know that I'm not the one in your mind, but still I will be the one.
The piano that plays is so classical. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was The One by The Warning. And yeah, I do think she sells it emotionally, but look, if I'm to be honest, I do think it's probably, so far at least from what I've heard from the album, it's the worst one from the album I've heard. It's probably one of the worst songs from them in general that I've heard, but again, we're talking a high standard here. When I say worst, I mean like my least favorite, you know, it kind of goes up there with Disciple in terms of being my least favorite, but I still think it's a good song. I still find the song very enjoyable. Like I would listen to it. I'd listen to it in my free time, 100%. I think it's one of those ones that is more on the lines of album filler. Again, you know, it's one of those ones you may absolutely love if you're a massive in-depth deep dive fan of the band, but if you weren't, I don't see it being one of those songs that you'd necessarily lean to off the bat. I mean, let's be honest. If you're trying to get new people into the Warning, because as I know you guys like to do, you're very active in the recommendation and on YouTube Reacts communities. This would probably never be the first on your list. Like, we can all admit that, and that's just what that song is. It's probably not the first on anybody's list in my opinion. If I was to give it out of 10, I'd give it maybe 8. I think around an 8. I mean, again, look, it's a good song. We're judging off a high standard here. I actually like the words of this song. Normally I listen to the music, but this album I find myself paying more attention to the lyrics. Yeah, I mean, people do tend to do that when it is a concept album, so I don't blame you for that. I've always stricken the word worse from your vocabulary. Well, I meant worst. So you can say worst all you want, but I meant worst. No. I will never, ever strike out negatives from my vocabulary, because again, it's all about context. We are speaking within the context of a very talented band who's making a high standard of music. So saying something is the worst of theirs, it's like, oh no, I had to eat the worst chocolate I've ever eaten. Well, it's still chocolate. It's like when a billionaire goes, oh, this is my least favorite stack of millions. Still a stack of millions, you know? Ugh, The One and Sacrifice all came from early attempts to write one song. Interesting. But anyway, for YouTube, that is where we are going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care. Make sure to stick around for the next one. See you soon. Peace.